Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to my YouTube channel Calculus and Mathematics Learning. In the previous video, we studied MCQs related with chapter number 2 Theory of Quadratic Equation class 10th, with which the whole chapter number 2 was completed. Today we are going to start a new chapter. The name of the chapter is Variation. Chapter number 3, exercise number 3.1 KPK board. What is variation? Variation is actually the changes occurring between two quantities. It's called variation. We have two variation. First variation is direct variation and the second is inverse variation. There are two types of variation, direct variation and inverse variation. In direct variation, the two quantities, if one quantity is increases, the second quantity will automatically increase. And if one quantity is decreasing, it means that the second quantity will automatically decrease. Means direct relation. Inverse means opposite relation. If one quantity is increases, then the second quantity will decrease. So these are the two relations which we are going to study in chapter number 3. So going to start exercise number 3.1. Question number 1 tells that which is a greater ratio 5:7 and second ratio is 151:208. Solution. Taking the first ratio 5 or ratio 7. Remember that ratio can be written in the form of division just like 5 divided by 7. So dividing 5 by 7, it cannot be divided, so taking 0 here and also here, 0.7 multiply 7 gives us 49, 50 minus 49 gives us 1, 0, 7 multiply 1 gives us 7, 3 zeros, so 7 multiply 4 gives us 28, 7 multiply 4 gives us 28. So this is the value for 5 divided by 7. Now check 151 ratio 208. We can written it in the form of division. 151 divided by 208. 208 can be written in division and 158 can be written in divide and do. So it cannot divide, so we bring 0 here. So 208 multiply 7 gives us 1456. So 10 4 0 5 and cancel 0. 208 multiply 7 for 2 gives us 416. So 4 3 minus 1 gives us 2 and 5 minus 4, it will cancel, so 4 minus 4 gives us 0. Here the answer is 0.72. Look at these two values. Here is 0.7 and here also 0.7, which is same in both cases. But the value after 7 is 1 here. And here the value after 7 is 2. So 2 is greater and 1 is less. That's why the greater ratio is 151 divided by 208. Move to question number 2. Relevant to this exercise number 3.1 class 10. Question number 2 tells that gold and silver are mixed in the ratio 7:4. If 36 grams of silver is used, how much gold will be used in this mixture? How much gold is used in this mixture? Solution. Let the amount of gold is x gram and the silver amount is given, which is equal to 36 grams. And taking the ratio of gold and silver, let the gold is represented by G and silver is represented by SO. Its ratio is 7:4. Now using the continued proportion here, let we have a 3 number A, B, C. So their continued proportion will be equal to multiplying the B with itself and multiplying extreme A, C as extreme. So this property is actually the continued property, using the same property here. So 7:4 is equal to x ratio 36. So using the same property, multiplying 7 with 36, these are called extreme. The last two values is called extreme and the middle two values actually is called mean. So product of extreme according to the property will always be equal to the product of mean. So 4 multiply x 36 can be written as 9 multiply 4 multiply 7 can be written as same. So 4 will cancel out with 4. So we are left with x is equal to 9 multiply 7 gives us 63 grams. So the amount of gold used in this mixture is 63 grams. Move to question number 3. Question number 3 tells that divide the annual profit of 40,000 of factory among three partners. And the ratio 5:8:12. Solution. Sum of ratio will be 5 plus 8 plus 12, which is given 5 plus 8 plus 12. It gives us 25. Now we are going to find the share of the first partner. First partner share will be equal to the ratio of the first partner is 5 divided by the total ratio is 25 and multiply the total profit is 40,000. 5 divided by 25 can be written as 5 multiply 5 and 40,000 can be written as 8 multiply 5. It gives us 40 and 1000 can be written as 1000. Just 5 is cancelled out with 5 and this 5 will cancel out with this 5, so we are just left with 8,000. This is the share of the first partner. Now find the share of the second partner using the same formula. Second partner ratio is 8 divided by total sum of the ratio is 25, which can be written as 5 multiply 5 and multiply the total profit is 40,000, which can be written as 8 multiply 5 multiply 1000 and 1000 can be written as 5 multiply by 200. This 5 is cancelled out with this 5 and this 5 will cancel out with this 5. So we are left with 8 multiply 8 gives us 64 and 64 multiply 200 gives us 12800. So 12,800 RS is the share of the second partner using the same property for the third partner. Given ratio of the third partner is 12 divided by 25 is the total ratio, which can be written as 5 multiply 5. Multiply total share is 40,000, which can be written in this form. 8 multiply 5 multiply 200. 5 is cancelled out with 5 and 5 is cancelled out with 5. 12 multiply 8 gives us 96. Multiply 200. So 96 multiply 2 gives us 19. So 19200. 19,200 is the share of the third partner. So by adding this share, and this share, it will give us 40,000, which can be divided in the three partners. Now move to question number 3 related with this exercise. Question number 4. Question number 4. According to question number 4, if 11 ratio x minus 1 is equal to 22 ratio 27, then find the value of x. So ratio can be written as in the form of division. So 11 ratio x minus 1 can be written in division. So 11 divided by x minus 1 is equal to 22 ratio 7 can be written as 22 divided by 7 in the division. Using the cross multiplication, so 22 multiply x minus 1 is equal to 11 multiply 27. So 22 multiply x gives us 22, x 22 with multiply minus 1 gives us minus 22 is equal to 11 multiply 27 can be multiplying here. 7 multiply 1 gives us 7, multiply 2 gives us 2 and 0, 7 and 2. So 7 and 2, 9, 297 and gives us 297. Shift minus 22 to the right hand side becomes positive 22. So 22 plus 297. So 22x is equal to 297 plus 22. So 9113. 319 gives us 319. Now we are interested in the finding the value of x, so divide both sides of the equation with 22. So 22 will cancel out 22, so we are left with x is equal to 319 divided by 2. So 21 multiply 1 gives us 22, 31 minus 22 gives us 9 and 9. So 22 multiply 4, it gives us 88. 99 minus 88, it gives us 11. Now it cannot be divided, so bringing 0 here and here point. So 22 multiply 4 gives us 88, and if you multiply 22 with 5, it gives us 110. So it will cancel out, so our answer is 14.5, and the value of x is equal to 14.5. This equation will be equal. Now move to question number 5 relevant to this exercise. Question number 5 tells that there is a direct variation between x square and y when x is equal to 7 and y is equal to 49. Find y when x is equal to 9. Solution. We already learned in the introduction of this chapter that direct variation means that one quantity is increased, the second quantity will automatically increase. So x square is directly related with y. This is the direct variation. Now by removing this proportionality sign, we bringing is equal to and a constant. Let the constant is k. Multiply y. Now divide both sides with y. Y will cancel out with y, so we are left with k is equal to x square divided by y. The value of x is equal to 7. So 7 square gives us 49 divided by y is 49. So 49 divided by 49 gives us 1. So the value of k is equal to 1. But we are not interested in the constant. We are interested in y when x is equal to 9. So using this equation, x square is equal to ky. We are interested in y, so divide both sides with k. K will cancel out with k, so we are left with y is equal to x square divided by k. So y is equal to x is 9 here. So 9 square gives us 81 divided by k is 1. So 81 divided by 1 gives us 81. So the value of y at x is equal to 9 is 81. Now move to question number 6. Question number 6 tells that there is an inverse variation. Inverse variation between x and y when x is equal to 4 and y is equal to 6. So find the value of y when x is equal to 12. Solution. We learned in the introduction of this chapter that inverse variation means that one quantity is increased, the second quantity will automatically decrease. So the variation is between x and y. So x is inversely related with y. This is the representation of inverse variation. Now by removing this proportionality sign, we bringing is equal to and a constant and divided by y. Multiply both sides with y. So y will cancel out with y. So k is equal to xy. X is 4 and y is 6. So putting these two values here, 4 multiply 6 gives us 24. So the value of k is equal to 24. We are not interested in k is equal to 24. We are interested in y. Using the same equation, x is equal to k divided by y. Bringing y to the left hand side, so k is equal to xy. We are interested in y. So divide both sides with x. X is cancelled out with x. So y is equal to k divided by 6 x. So y is equal to k is actually 24 we find, and x is equal to 12. So divide 24 by 12, it gives us just 2. So the value of y is equal to 2 and x is equal to 12. Now move to question number 6. In question number 7 tells that if r is inversely related with p cube and phi is equal to 9, the value of r is equal to 2. Find r when p is equal to 3. When the value of p is 3. So the solution, taking the given inverse variation, r is inversely related with p cube, eliminating directly proportional, inversely proportional, so bringing is equal to n constant k divided by p cube. Shift p cube to the left hand side, so it becomes k is equal to r multiply p cube. Putting the value of r is equal to 2 in this equation, so the value of k is equal to 2 and p is 9, so 9 cube. 9 multiply 9 multiply 9. 9 multiply 9 gives us 81, and 81 multiply 2 gives us 162, and 162 multiply 9 gives us 18. 6 multiply 9 gives us 54 and 155. So 9 multiply 1 gives us 9 and 9 5 14. So 1458 is the value of k. 1458. Now we are interested in r when p is equal to 3 using this relation k is equal to r p cube. We are interested in r, so divide both sides with p cube. P cube will cancel out with p cube, so we are left with r is equal to k divided by p cube. So the value of r will be equal to k is actually 2 multiply 9 multiply 9 multiply 9 divided by p cube. P is 3, so 3 cube, so 3 multiply 3. Simplifying here, r is equal to 2 multiply 9 can be written as 3 multiply 3. This 9 can be written as 3 multiply 3, and writing this 9 as the same, divided by 3 multiply 3. 3 cancel out with 3, 3 cancel out with 3, and this 3 cancel out with this 3. So the value of r will be equal to 2 multiply 3 gives us 6, and 6 multiply 9 gives us 54. So the value of r is equal to 54 when the value of p is equal to 3. Now move to the last question related with this exercise. Last question is question number 8. If y is directly related with x, then complete the table. Complete the table. In table we have a two variable given, x and y. X and y. And we have 4 columns here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. The value of x is 4 and y is 2. Here the value of x is 6 and y is unknown. Here x is unknown and the value of y is 3.5. Here the value of x is 15 and y is unknown. Solution. Using the relation which is given, y is directly related with x. Eliminating proportionality and bringing is equal to kx. Divide both sides with x. So the value of k is equal to y divided by x. Using the value of y is 2 and x is 4 using here. So y is 2 and x is 4. So 2 divided by 4 gives us 1 over 2. Using this relation, y is equal to kx. The value of k is 1 over 2 and the value of x is 6 in this column. 6 divided by 2 gives us 3. So the value of y is equal to 3 here. Now using the same relation, y is equal to kx for finding unknown x in this column. So divide both sides with k. So the value of x is equal to y divided by k. So the value of x is equal to y is 3.5. 3.5 can be written as 35 divided by 10. Divide numerator and denominator by 5, so it gives us 7 over 2. So the value of y is 7 over 2 divided by k is 1 over 2. So x is equal to 7 over 2. Reciprocating 1 over 2, it becomes 2 over 1. 2 will cancel out with 2, so the value of x is equal to 7 in this column. Now we are interested in y in this column using the same relation. Y is equal to kx. So the value of y is equal to k is 1 over 2 and the value of x in this column is 15. So 15 divided by 2 gives us 7.5. This is the unknown value of y, which is equal to 7.5. Guys, with this question, this exercise is complete. Subscribe my channel and also hit the bell icon for latest and upcoming videos on mathematics. Thank you.